Man, I saw like a story of a Lord of the Rings card game type thing.
Yeah, it was a new edition of Magic the Gathering. I know.
Was it?
I know.
Okay.
Yep.
And like there was only one card for the One Ring out there. And I remember seeing the video of the guy who like pulled it, and his hands are just like shaking. He couldn't believe it. Like it's pretty legit.
Yeah, and you know who bought that card from him?
Who's that?
I think it was $2 million.
Who's that?
John C. Reilly.
They can't all be John C. Reilly.
Post Malone has the One Ring.
Post Malone.
And is he not the one celebrity that looks the most like Gollum?
I mean,
who looks more like Gollum than
Buscemi.
Post Malone?
Steve Buscemi. Yeah, he's got it. Steve Buscemi. Yeah, it's not.
You
even
are
close.
right. You are right.
It's like
I tried.
Not even close.
All right. Okay.
Welcome to We Won't Finish This podcast.
So
this is a writer's room podcast where we pitch movies to each other that we'll never make. Spaceman.
Zeebz.
I'm Savage.
All right, Zeebz is up tonight. Why don't you lay it on us?
This one's a comedy. It's about 3 career criminals who are on the run from a rival group and decide to hide out in Las Vegas, where they connect with a member of a very well-known crime family, but he's not what you'd expect, and neither is the work.
Okay, so this is a comedy.
It's a comedy, but think of like a Goodfellas.
Yeah.
It's a gangster movie, but coming in with it's going to be very silly.
Okay. All
right.
right.
I'll just get into it we'll get started.
Why don't you get right into it?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get right into it. The film starts with an intense scene of 3 men throwing duffel bags into a car and frantically arguing with each other about how bad they all messed up. They get in and start driving erratically. The driver is Vinny, a no-bullshit gangster who's very well known and respected by his peers. And the passenger seat is Louis. Or Lewis, maybe? Who knows? We'll decide.
Okay.
Vinny's longtime
Probably
friend
Louis
and business
for short.
partner. They've had each other's back since they were kids. In the back seat is Walter, Vinny's younger brother. He's always been a screw-up, but he's very loyal. Vinny would never turn his back on Walter.
Big Walter or Little Walter?
I would say Little Walter.
Little Walter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vinny, Walter, what was the other one?
Lewis?
Okay, Louis or Lewis. It's undecided.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're probably going to go back and forth on that, I'm sure.
Luis?
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. All right, fine.
But yeah, either way, that's where we're at.
Big Louise.
Okay.
It's a gangster movie. They're getting on the highway. They're like, we got to get out of town. Whatever. There's after us. We screwed up.
They screwed something up. They have some duffel bags. We don't know what's in the duffel bags at this point, correct?
Close.
Okay, just some clothes. Okay.
Okay, so they're ditching.
Yeah, they're packing up. They're
They're
somewhere.
gone.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So they're getting out of town. All right, I got you. I follow.
So that's what we picture. But like I said, it's going to get very silly. It's not what you'd expect.
Yeah. So like slapstick or just like.
So they're like, damn it, Little Walter, you really did it now. Like this time you screwed us big time. We gotta we gotta bail.
I haven't I feel like they were all just saying we've all screwed up, but I haven't. I guess it's not too slapsticky the way I wrote it, but I'll allow it.
Okay. I'm talking like Naked Gun, like Airplane style.
I kind of consider when I was writing this, I was like, should I write something in that regard?
Can
but
it have a
I enjoy that.
soundboard?
Big time.
When things happen, like a boing, just different noises.
I wish I had one rigged up right now to get this started.
All right. So they're getting out of town. They're packing up the clothes. They done something bad.
Or just bad people want to hurt them.
Okay.
Either or, we'll say.
All right.
So Walter asks, what are we going to do now? If we go back home, they'll kill us. Vinny responds, well, then we need to find a new home. Lewis is typing on his phone and tells Vinny, just follow the GPS. I think I've got it all figured out. Vinny looks at the GPS. Las Vegas?
So is this present day then?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
sounds like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lewis says, yes, I've got a connection with the Prosciutto family.
Prosciutto?
Yes.
Okay.
right.
Prosciutto.
The Prosciutto family.
How'd you come up
The
with that one?
sausage king of Chicago.
Just rolls off the tongue.
All right.
The Prosciutto the Prosciutto family?
The
Asks
Prosciutto
Waldo.
family. Okay.
Walter, they've got work for us. This could set us up better than we had it back home, says Lewis. There's a time lapse, and the men are seen pulling into the Capri Sun Casino and Resort. They hand their car off to the valet and begin
Classic.
walking to the building.
Who immediately hits the car in front of him and the airbags go off?
Because it's naked gun.
Like, we're getting slapped.
a big scrape along the
All right,
side as he
let's
peels
not,
off.
Let's not slow
That's
down on
good.
that at all.
Okay.
So yeah, immediately that happens, and then they're walking by. You can see like a guy just falls into the fountain behind them at the Bellagio. Prosciutto.
Yeah,
He's
I
got to
like-
be carrying like a stack of like boxes of presents or like
I'm
pizzas
thinking
or
of
something.
Siegfried and Roy just get attacked by
Tosses
tigers,
it up
like
in
in the
air, falls
background.
into the fountain.
I'm picturing like a waiter comes up as soon as he walks in, has got a tray of champagne, takes one, drinks it, just like dumps it out,
Like,
like slips and falls
He
on it.
pull the valet pulls off, but he interrupts a parade of like people on like bicycles,
There has
and
to be a parade.
jugglers and
You
stuff.
can't
He
do a
just
Naked
drives
Gun movie
right
without a
through 'em,
parade.
Like you have to
Yeah.
dive out of the
They
way.
did just have Las Vegas did just have the like
Formula One?
Yes, it had Formula One,
Yeah.
so there's something there too. It pulls right into a Formula One.
You can.
And it walks through a race or whatever.
Las Vegas is wild.
Yeah, it really is.
So, Lewis is messaging on his phone again. And he tells them that they're not going to the front. They're not going into the casino. They have to go to a discreet door around the side of the casino.
Ooh, okay,
Right?
that's where
So
they break the thumbs,
We're not.
like that door.
Yeah, I mean,
We're not.
definitely.
We're just gonna
okay.
punch the straw through the side of the Capri Sun, and we're not going through the main
Well,
entrance.
what do you think's in the fountain? You just gulp them up.
Yeah.
It's a bunch. I
They've got
assume a bunch
Capri-
of poker chips. People are cashing
the Capri Sun
wishes.
fountain.
Yeah.
So they arrive at the door that reads "Employees Only." Lewis knocks on it 3 times loudly, and a voice asks, "What's the password?"
Can it have the eye slit thing?
Yeah,
It's got to have
exactly.
that. Okay, then on the other side, it's got to be like a clown looking out at him or something for continuing the slapstick.
I was thinking it would just there's going to be one guy in here, and I was thinking it would just be him.
Okay, all right, fine.
But so he
What's
says,
the
"What-
password?"
what's the password?" Lewis
Capicola.
responds, "Please like, follow, and share this podcast."
Nice.
The heavy steel
Nice.
door opens with a shaklunk. The room is dark and messy. There are cobwebs, boxes, and landscaping equipment strewn about. There's a well-dressed man sitting at a desk with a dimly lit lamp on it. "Sit," he says. The 3 men take a seat in chairs across from the man. "Mr. Prosciutto?"
For sim, this is present day, but this scene is in black and white. I'm picturing since they open up the door, they walk in and it's black and white.
Okay.
Like an old-timey movie.
I'll go with it.
Like
Yeah.
where's Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Trench coat, like fedora, like walking in like Dick Tracy.
And because we did the eye slit thing, I think when the door opens, he's much shorter than he looks standing on a chair. And because
right.
we're going Naked
Oh,
Gun
that's
style.
good.
Okay, yeah,
we
I
have
like
to
that.
be constant. There has to be a constant visual gag. So we have to keep that going.
Oh yeah.
Since
of
we've
course.
already set a precedent here. Let's see where we're at. So then they go, "Mr. Prosciutto?" He says, "You can call me Dom. You must be Lewis. You all seem very eager for work." Wow, my printer's running out of ink here. This is a tough one. Says, "I like catching guys just as they're new in town. Your LinkedIn profile was very impressive."
You got on me for my notes.
Your reputation precedes
When was
you.
that?
The last one.
Well, this was that's a printer's fault. It's not my fault.
Your
Oh, yeah, no
reputation
cursory
precedes
search
you.
here. Anyways, okay.
They say, "We're here to work and keep our heads down," says Vinny. Of course. I've got something to get you started that couldn't be further below the radar."
So like a beam should kind of come through, and they have to like duck their heads as soon as they're talking about keeping their heads low. Like we got to keep going. We got to keep
Heads
going.
low. Like
yeah.
construction crew walks by.
We got to keep
with
our
like
heads low as they're walking through a building and
just
all
like
ducked under
turning,
a beam.
just knocks stuff off
Okay.
the sides.
He goes, "I just need you guys to give me the fanciest birthday cake at Walmart for my niece's birthday party tomorrow." Dom, his name's Dom. I don't know if we even.
Okay.
I think I skipped over that line. His name's
Yeah.
Dom Prosciutto.
Dom Prosciutto.
He hands them $100 cash and tells them to bring him the receipt.
He wants change.
Yeah. So the
Some mob
spender.
boss here. He
Yeah.
wants change for his 20.
well, that's you'll see.
Go get a Walmart cake.
Yeah. So the men leave a little underwhelmed by the job they've been given, but Lewis assures them that they are just being tested. The big jobs will be coming soon. This is the Prosciutto family, and they'll get a slice of any job that they do. They arrive at Walmart and head to the bakery.
Go to the ice cream cake.
Yeah, well, they're not even close, and they can already see the large display. Carlos Bakery Cake Boss Vanilla Confetti Cake. I looked this up. As seen on TLC, $99.95.
$99.95. So no tax.
Well, they're gonna have to dig into their
Yeah,
pockets.
we're
for
gonna
that.
have to deal with that.
So the men buy the cake. And they head back to Capri Sun Casino and Resort. Lewis knocks on the door and shouts, "Like and subscribe." The door opens loudly. Dom is seen standing over his desk, tinkering with a chainsaw. The men get a little nervous.
What's he
and
carving?
it's just him in there. So he's got to
Just
be
him.
okay. There's got to be an ice sculpture like right near him.
Like a totem pole that he's working on or
like-
something. It's just chipping away. at it.
Very beautiful though. Very
Okay.
very well crafted. Well done.
I could see something like
So
that.
it's just terrified, and they see him.
He
like,
has just
"Oh."
gotten done.
Yeah, well, he sees it and he
He's
goes,
like cleaning the chainsaw blade.
well, he's cleaning it and putting it back together, basically. And he sees him. He says, "What an
And
adorable
this
cake!"
masterpiece next to him.
He says, "What an adorable cake! Is that a cake, boss? I saw that on TLC." They hand over the cake and receipt and tell Dom they are ready for real work. Dom
I
responds,
feel like the name's gonna be spelled wrong on the cake.
"Oh, I think they just bought it right out of the cooler."
Yeah,
It
they
says
didn't even
Harry
get any writing on
birthday.
it.
Yeah,
They'll say, "Happy birthday, someone prosciutto."
they did max out the $100.
They did.
So
they,
Dom,
they got the one that's on clearance.
obviously, this cake would
It's
have
like the
something
last day we can
ridiculous
sell
on
it.
We haven't had a more visual joke in a while.
Someone walking by just scooped a big hunk of frosting off, so they marked it down.
Yeah, I'm picturing like a divorce cake or something.
That was in the clearance aisle.
Walmart just has those ready to go.
Look, sorry about your divorce cake.
Yeah.
Better luck next time.
So they hand over the cake and receipt and tell Dom they're ready for real work. Dom responds, "What's your Xbox gamer tag?" They go,
boy.
Muff Squeezer 04. Why?
Oh boy,
Or Muffin Squeezer, I'm sorry, is what I wrote.
that's a lot different.
I'm telling you, this is this ink. What are you going to do? And he goes, "And your password?" Vinny stands up abruptly. "Okay, what is this? Why should we trust you? We've got a lot of Fortnite V-Bucks sitting on that account." He goes, "Lewis claims Vinny is, calms Vinny as Dom caresses and holds the
My
chainsaw."
Roblox bucks.
Yeah, he goes, "I'm just going to give you my password. You're crazy." So Lewis calms Vinny, and Dom caresses and holds the chainsaw. Walter is terrified. "Relax. With two-factor authentication, your V-Bucks are safe." And Vinny says, "In my Fall Guys outfits?"
Not gonna take them. I just got the ice cream cone.
He says, "Yes." "Oh, thank God," says Walter. And Dom explains, "I don't need access to your accounts. I just need to trigger the text message with the login code so it is sent to your phone. This is our bat signal. Digital communication is too hot. We will only speak in person from here on out. Or if we're playing Fall Guys, because I do play that too."
It's like a old cell phone that's got the walkie-talkie feature.
Well,
the
just think
chirp.
about
next to
Got a
chirp.
Nokia.
I have the two-factor authentication on stuff. So it's
Yeah.
like if you just get that text and you're not trying to log in,
Dude.
that would be like, "Oh, we got to go see so-and-so."
It was so hard to get back into my Rockstar account. You have no idea. I couldn't remember the password. It was something else.
Yeah, that is. I've definitely been there. Anyways, when you get the two-factor text, you must come here ASAP for work. Dom finishes piecing together the chainsaw, pulls the cord, starting it up, and the men all look scared, say goodbye, and leave.
Okay.
So this is where they're going.
Okay.
They're in a room full of lawn equipment that he seems to be threatening you with.
Oh, so
You
he's
know?
just threatening you with landscaping.
Well,
Right.
he didn't directly threaten them, but
Okay.
it was threatening.
Can there
we'll
be
say.
some shrubs
He knows-
carved in like
it's clear
ice
he knows
sculptures
what to do with that chainsaw.
I mean, I'm open to anything.
It's all right.
I'll be honest. I finished these notes this morning, so just saying.
Nice. Just means it's fresh.
At the hotel, they sit around bored. They have no money for entertainment, so they're just waiting for the Xbox verification text message. Vinny starts asking about the Prosciutto family and why they're so well known. After some Googling, they see article after article going back explaining all the crimes the family has been linked with. Their rise to riches after investing in a small restaurant that grew and grew until they evolved into one of the most profitable casinos in all of Las Vegas.
So slapstick, there's got to be something silly. in
Unlimited
there, though.
breadsticks.
As they're kind of scrolling through and seeing all these crimes, there's got to be something silly.
Oh, it's going to be...
Something dumb like
they're linked with Circus Dole, and that's what all the
what?
Circus Dole or whatever it is?
Cirque du Soleil.
Sure.
All right.
I was close enough, dickhead. And so
Get some
anyways,
culture.
but this is maybe all the murders are done by people who move like that.
They're just trapeze artists, and they just escape, flying away.
I was actually seeing one of those shows one time, and I remember like joking to my wife, who was not happy I was doing it, but joking to her about how the guy that was like swinging around on this giant rope, he probably could have just like put it between his butt cheeks and done the same thing. It's like, dude, like that dude was ripped. It was ridiculous. It's like, you got to give it to a person when you see something like that. It's like, could have cracked a walnut.
Dude, job.
I'm happy for you, dude. I've seen that.
You've seen the
give credit.
motorcycles that ride around in the cage?
Oh yeah.
Globe?
Yeah.
Thunderdome,
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. It could be wrong.
I don't know. I'm sure what they call it.
Never saw it.
You're just stunned by my last story.
No, I'm saying it's like that Humankind music video. I was trying to think of the guy's name. There's all the car. There's a car driving around one of those things.
Yeah, I've seen that a few times. Like, just the motorcycle.
What kind of car could drive around what?
It's
Like
not a
globe
dome.
like
It's just a
Yeah, it's a little
just
ball.
Yeah, like a little
cylinder.
Fiat
Yeah,
or
so you just
something.
have enough velocity.
Yeah,
You just
yeah.
keep going. Yeah.
But anyway, so after investing in a small restaurant that grew and grew until they involved in one of the most profitable casinos in all of Las Vegas, talking about the Prosciutto family, despite the allegations, a spokesperson for the family declared that prosciutto is always savory. And that's the declaration.
Okay, it's always savory.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is a meat. You know this, right?
No, actually, I did not.
Prosciutto.
Tommy
No.
salami.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm going with this. The
No.
Prosciutto family.
Okay, all right.
Well, all right.
I did not
Yeah.
know that. No,
That's what it is.
It's like a salty, fatty
yeah.
meat.
just a salted cured
Like
meat.
Think of like
deli meat, like Italian deli
charcuterie.
meat.
Okay. Okay.
Something that you find in there. Lewis assures Vinny that
Get
they're
some culture.
come on, you fucking
All right, I deserve that.
I've
one.
seen a
Expand your-
Beatles love show. I just didn't go to the stupid ones.
Expand your palate.
Lewis assures Vinny that they're the real deal. Thank you for that, by the way, Savage. Backing me up here from across the screen. Lewis assures Vinny that they are the real deal and is grateful to be working with them. They've even got a Netflix series. What happens in it, asks Vinny. He says, well, they kill a bunch of people and a bunch of them get arrested. And then he says, oh. And then they just fall asleep watching Ocean's 11 in their hotel.
Okay.
The Fakashas.
That's the rival group they're running from.
The
Tasha
focaccia.
We got to
Fakasha.
link up with the prosciuttos or else the fakashas are on our ass.
All right.
We got
Wherever
like
they're
a
coming from.
Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah. So Lewis is awoken by a text message. Your Xbox Live verification code is 789002. He jumps awake and gets up the other two. And we cut to the outside of Dom's office. Like and subscribe. Shutlunk.
And you're saying this guy is just very short, and it's just like a very high slot in the door.
Got to have like a
We did it just for one
deep,
joke.
a very deep voice, so it looks very brooding through the
Yeah.
through the eye.
Yeah, then he should just be
Slot.
tall at one point, and they've moved the thing very low.
Yeah.
One time when he comes
That's
back.
why. Okay. No, I could use the height thing later.
All right.
Dom is sitting behind his desk spinning a fidget spinner. The men sit down. Okay, fellas, it's time for some more illicit work. Are you sure you want to get your hands greasy with prosciutto? They are.
All right. I like it. I like it.
Dom explains.
They are.
Dom explains the job. They're to go back to Walmart and grab another Cake Boss cake out of the freezer and return it using the receipt from the cake they bought yesterday. The perfect crime.
All right. This is how he's made his fortune, by returning cakes.
$100 at a time.
Just don't let anyone see you. Their loss prevention officer, Ken, is a real problem. You can't get anything past him. The men are stunned at how pointless this all seems. All this for $100. They know they're still being tested, so they agree and leave for Walmart. Vinnie and Lewis argue the entire way. Vinnie thinks that this is all a waste of time. Why would a big
With
casino...
small potatoes kind of caper bullshit are they having us pull here?
Yeah, why would a big casino-owning mob boss be scamming for a free $100 Walmart cake?
Make sure you get a receipt.
Yeah. He goes, to be fair, it's a Cake Boss cake, exclaims Lewis. This clearly isn't about the $100. This is about showing him that no matter how small the job, we'll do it, no questions asked. They send Walter in to make the return so they can continue arguing in the car.
Little Walter.
Walter takes his time and is careful to not be obvious what he is doing. He gets a cake from the cooler and does a big lap around the store so the bakers will think he came from the entrance.
Sure, probably like snag some sunglasses or something.
Yeah, he approaches the counter and he explains he bought the wrong cake yesterday and needs to return this one. The clerk immediately notices that the sticker says the cake was made today, but the receipt says it was purchased yesterday. She tells Walter that this isn't the cake he paid for, and before he can respond, he's violently grabbed by the wrist, his arm is pulled behind his back, and his face is smashed right through the glass baker's counter. It's Ken, the loss prevention officer. Shattered his
I
face
got
through,
you
a
now, punk.
through a counter and probably other cakes.
Coming with me, you son of a bitch.
Yeah,
He
Ken,
just in the glass goes, why? It's just a cake. Ken explains that it's not just a cake, and this is not just for theft. Walter has just committed return fraud, a crime that is punishable with a $1,000 fine and 6 months in jail. Walter's bleeding very badly at this point.
Do you know how many cakes he's gonna have to return for this? 10.
he was the only one that walked back in. Do the math.
Yeah.
10 at least, if we're not counting the initial one.
Yeah, they're in the hole.
Yeah, he's gonna start having to bake his own cakes.
I feel like we should call it like this guy Don something with cake. Like
Well,
I can't.
You notice I didn't call him Don.
Yeah, I did notice.
It's Dom,
Yeah.
as in Dominic.
Okay.
Chef Dom.
Dom. Okay.
So this guy
Is that supposed
maybe
to be something?
is he the leader of the Prosciutto family? You've never even seen him in the casino.
What is meatloaf a cake? Technically.
I mean, of course not.
That's a loaf.
All right. Fair enough.
It's a bread, technically.
Well, I'm
Crazy
trying
questions,
to think what the prosciuttos could do here. They seem to have a thing for cake, and they obviously have a thing for salted cured meats.
It's one cake, and it was somebody's birthday.
All right, fine.
I'm just trying to get a free cake for
Prosciutto. The
scammers.
name is just a coincidence.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Vinnie and Lewis are still arguing in the car when they see an ambulance pull up to the Walmart entrance. Walter is carried out on a stretcher. They're shocked and nervous. Ken walks out behind the stretcher. He's watching the ambulance and then turns and looks at Vinnie and Lewis. They gasp, start the car, and leave.
Did he shit his pants?
Yes, of course.
All right.
They get back to the hotel and make calls trying to reach Walter. They finally do and hear what his charges are. They promise to get him out of jail as soon as possible. Maybe the prosciuttos can help. Just then, Lewis receives the 2-step verification text message. They go to Dom's office, like and subscribe, and walk inside. Dom is happy to see them, but the smile fades.
Maybe maybe he could keep doing silly things going away from the door. Like every time they open it, something funny, something different is happening. Like I don't know why. I just listened when I pictured like the tutu from like Ace Ventura. He's just wearing that and walks away.
Stick comes out from behind the door and he's got a silly outfit on.
Exactly. Yeah, he dressed like a cowboy one time, like
Like a scuba diver.
just inexplicably.
Like flop, flop, flop with the fins. Scuba Steve.
Increasingly impractical.
Yeah.
He's a man of many hobbies.
Someone's rolling him away on an iron lung.
Or maybe one time we do an entire Cirque du Soleil Sham-Lam and Ding
Slaughtered
Dong
it that time.
show all the way from the door to his desk.
There we go.
Right?
Yeah. Just running around on a hamster wheel.
So Dom is happy to see them, but the smile fades when he hears Walter was arrested. Dom makes it very clear that it should have never happened and they will be getting Walter out of jail ASAP. Vinnie and Lewis are relieved until Dom starts talking about how they're going to raise the money for Walter's release. Vinnie is
Should have
stunned.
stuck to the script.
Vinnie is stunned. This wasn't their fault, and now they're on the hook for money, and Walter has to sit waiting in a Las Vegas jail. Vinnie is speechless and just
Little
listens
Walter.
as Dom explains how they're going to make the money. Selling taken numbers at Comcast on their busiest day. So when you show up to Comcast and it says to take a number,
Yeah, you just take all of the
you
numbers.
take all of
and
them
start
and you
selling
wait
them.
until it gets to those numbers and you catch people coming in and you say, hey,
So,
get you right to the front of the line right now, $20. So that's
All right.
a scheme.
That's the new scheme.
Or other hilariously pointless or trashy real scams. Do you guys have any small scams to throw in here?
I mean, I think of like Seinfeld when like the old people are stealing batteries. You know, just something in that vein.
the only thing I can think of is they're already in Vegas and they always have those shops that are set up like where not even shops, just like out on the strip where they sell what looks like marijuana, but is probably like just
it's all
CBD
fake.
bud or whatever.
Yeah, and they even say they have
Okay.
mushrooms there. It's it's a huge thing that needs to be shut down in Vegas. There's not allowed to be a dispensary within like 1,000 feet of.
Well, there's legit
in front of a casino. They can't be within 1,000 feet of a
Yeah.
casino.
Something like that.
But they have places on the strip that look just like dispensaries. So tourists go in there, and it's like, who knows what they're really selling you? Like, it might not even be CBD. Like, it's just
Jeez.
like herbal smoke or something. Like, I don't know.
That
But yeah,
sounds terrible.
it's pretty wild. A lot of tourists lose a lot of money that way.
Yep, sounds awful.
But yeah, but anyways, so that's the scam. I was thinking it would be funny, and this isn't something he sends them to do, but if every time they went and saw Dom Prosciutto, he is maybe just like trying different. He has like maybe a drink holder with 4 Starbucks drinks on it, and he's just like sips one like ugh, sips another one like ugh, and then he's like, all right, and then it's like they all just say like Amy, Melissa, you know, like, because they write their names on the cups. Well, yeah, I think DoorDash or whatever. I think with the app, you just go in there and it's just sitting on the counter. So that's like, this guy just doesn't pay for anything.
Yeah, he's got to
Is what I'm getting at.
He's got to set it back down, and like piping hot coffee somehow just spills on somebody from it.
Well, no, I'm just picturing that he just goes into Starbucks on his way to the office every day.
I agree. We're going slapstick here, though.
Oh,
We're the one that
okay.
he didn't want.
He just ends up like dousing 4 people.
Yeah,
in him.
exactly.
Oh,
So
he's
he
just
takes
like
the drink he wants, sets
spitting
it down,
in
and it's
people's
like,
faces.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But I was thinking that'd be another scam, is that he's just always
Just a spit take with each one that he tried.
He just rips off DoorDash all the time.
yeah, exactly.
Just goes there, starts opening, like goes to Qdoba and just starts opening burritos. What's in this one?
Yeah.
Unraveling the burrito. Oh, I'd be so pissed.
But I think that's where what I'm trying to get out of this guy is that he doesn't pay for anything.
Yeah.
He's gonna scam the last penny, you know, like, and it's very, you know, that's where he's at. Anyways, Vinny's furious. How is this our fault? Aren't the prosciuttos loaded? Why would they let an employee sit in jail over a cake? Selling take-a-numbers? He snaps.
He's just found a way to like slip through the cracks on every turn.
Make it $20.
Yeah.
It's like here and there.
You're gonna go sell the poll numbers at Comcast on like a Saturday, like their busiest day or something.
Problem with your cable, like wearing a trench coat.
No, you don't even do that. You just
I've got
stand out.
O's, I've got
Just
E's.
people returning their cable boxes that don't have an hour and a half to sit inside of a Comcast, you know. So, anyways, Vinny snaps. He stands up and starts saying, "Now listen here, you." And then the door opens behind him, and 2 very muscular men step inside the office. Vinny gets really quiet. The 2 men are just standing on each side of the doorway in silence, looking mean and angry. Dom says, "I think you 2 should leave. Get there early tomorrow for the taken numbers and watch for the signal." Vinnie and Lewis leave. So that's where, you know, they've been intimidated out by it. It's not just Dom in there, right?
Yeah, okay.
Vinnie and Lewis are furious and they're feeling hopeless. They have no money or no real connections. They could have just gotten jobs and been better off. The take a number scam is a bust, and it yields them around $18. Ken, the loss prevention officer, is seen in the shadows at Comcast.
They spent
He's
more on
stalking
gas,
them.
He's
like
still watching
standstill traffic getting there.
Yeah, he may just be returning a cable box,
Maybe.
but he might be cutting the cord.
Yeah. Might be.
That's what he's doing there. So Lewis and Vinny wait patiently at the hotel for the signal from Dom, but it's not.
I'm picturing them like, what other little random things would they try to do to like earn money real quick?
I mean,
like
anything
they buy
you could
some
think
like
of.
spray paint rattle cans and like pretend to be like the street artist out there, and they're just like spray painting canvases.
Yeah, I guess
for
I didn't
people
even
like
touch
that.
on any of the real. They're not scammers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The painters and stuff in Vegas, but there's a lot of
like,
hustling
street
going on.
performances,
You know?
and like bucket drums and like
Yeah.
You have the sticky bandit glove going around to the street performers.
I will say for being in Vegas, this isn't very Vegas-y.
No, it's not.
Like, it's, you know what I mean? I'm not hitting any of the local things, which
Yeah.
I will acknowledge.
Yeah.
And that's on me. I could have made it about
get some culture.
the tunnel
Yeah.
people underneath.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, all right, back on me then. Back on me then. Let's see, Lewis and Vinny wait patiently at the hotel for the signal from Dom, but it's not coming. There's a knock at the hotel door. It's the staff informing them that their cards are now being rejected and declined, and they need to leave the premises tonight. This is rock bottom for them. They go to Dom's office without invite to explain they need real work. They arrive at the casino. And subscribe.
They thought he had like a permanent room at the hotel, and maybe he just like had a bunch of coupons that he's been using one at a time or something.
Well, I
They
think at
get
this
really
point the
annoyed
hotel's
with
on
him.
them. They just came in town and got themselves a hotel.
So this time the guy looking through, after like and subscribe, he's on a pogo stick.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, thank you. Thank you. I keep forgetting. But yeah, so they arrive at the casino, like and subscribe. They walk inside, pogo stick. Before their eyes adjust to the darkness, they hear a strange banshee-like weeping sound. Dom is sitting with an unknown woman, bawling his eyes out. He has a black eye.
Okay.
He doesn't see them yet, all
Yeah.
right? And he just they hear him talking.
Does he have just like a big steak?
Prosciutto.
Pressed onto his
Yeah, he's got a
eye.
huge prosciutto on his face. A big slice. So
This big summer sausage.
so they walk in, he doesn't see them yet, and he's talking to this woman. He says, I just don't know why they're always so mean. I'll fix the mower, I promise. I didn't see the tree stump. It happens, cries Dom, and the woman comforts him. I know, Dom. They never should have punched you for a simple mistake. Lewis accidentally knocks over some rakes leaned up next to him, and it makes a commotion. Dom and the woman look over at them. Vinny says, we're sorry to interrupt whatever this is, but we've got to talk.
It's got to be a chain of effect. Like they knock one thing over, and then it like tips a whole shelf over.
Yeah.
Like knocks over some paint cans and just wrecks this whole office.
Yeah, like a shelf goes diagonal, and like paint cans one by one just keep falling.
Breaks a window, something goes outside, and someone gets into the casino, affects like the roulette spin, everybody loses.
Right.
Like
Yeah, that's the big money. No whammies. No whammies.
the craps table, everybody craps out because the dice got knocked sideways or something.
Yeah.
There's like a
7.
There's like a boxing
no,
match
snake
goes
eyes.
going on.
The boxing match it's an upset.
So, photographer flashes and it blinds the boxer.
He's like, whoa, and like hits his own face.
That's pretty good.
Hits Dom. He punches Dom.
So
That's how he got punched.
Vinny says, we're sorry to interrupt whatever this is, but we've got to talk. You've been
Punches Dom in the other eye.
Steps on multiple rakes.
It comes all the way back around, and somehow the boxer punches Dom in the face. Just a weird butterfly
He's got
effect.
two
every
black
time.
eyes now.
He says, you've been pulling us around, and it's time we make some real money. Of course, says Dom. That was always the plan. The woman leaves, and Lewis and Vinny take a seat. Dom blows his nose loudly. He's been crying, remember?
It's got to sound like a trumpet.
That's the case where too, like he like hands him a handkerchief and he just like blows like so much snot in it and then hands it back to the guy.
Yeah.
Put this back in your pocket.
After a short discussion, it's decided that Lewis and Vinny will keep the $18 from the Comcast scam. It's theirs, free and clear. Dom won't even take a cut. Also, they never even got their slice of the Walmart job. And Dom pulls out a slice
The
of the
Walmart job.
Dom pulls out
The
a
slice.
He pulls out a slice of the Cake Boss cake wrapped in a paper towel and places it in front of them. Their next job will be to rob a card game believed to be a massive score.
Why do I feel like it's going to be Uno? It's going to get Uno reversed.
Well, now that we're Naked Gun, we're going to have to revisit that. But yeah. So a door behind Dom's desk swings open, which leads into the casino area. Two men in suits with women on their arms and obviously intoxicated come waltzing in. It's Dom's older brothers. Hey, Dominic, we heard you got your ass kicked by the landscapers. It looks like you don't fit in down here either. They laugh hysterically at him while giving him noogies. And then they explain to him that his landscaping coworkers ratted him out for using the tool shed as his office, and he needs to leave tonight. Dad's pissed. The brothers leave the room laughing at him.
I love that he starts out as like this like big tough crime boss and then quickly like the
Yeah.
more
He's
they
getting
find out
nuggies.
about him,
Yeah.
it's just like
He doesn't know what he's
like,
doing. He's not.
Yeah.
I mean, he is a prosciutto,
not
but
respected around town.
yeah,
Yeah.
or in the family that he's
Yeah.
in. That's his only claim to fame. And they
Yeah.
found him on LinkedIn. So he just has a LinkedIn account as a mobster with the last name Prosciutto and meet me at the Capri Sun Casino, and that's enough for him to like get
The
criminals
Capri
showing
Sun
up.
Casino.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking Tropicana, and I was like, what
Yeah.
to do with that? And then I never really thought hard enough to get with like a real good.
I mean, Capri
title.
Sun works.
Yeah,
It
but yeah.
works.
Yeah, they should have like a timeshare grift too. Like you have to go.
Well, the real casinos have that.
You sit
Yeah.
through
That's
a
done.
presentation.
Well, let's just assume they do, like we assume they have slot machines, because casinos have timeshare scams like crazy.
Man, I liked the what was it? National Lampoon's Vegas Vacation. It was like, guess how many fingers he had behind his back.
Yeah, or they
like
play-
8. He was pulled up 6. Like, damn it.
Or they're playing war. So the brothers leave the room laughing at him. You know, they just came in and gave him noogies. So that picturing the guys walking in, that would be like the young Ray Liotta, the young, De
Joe
Niro.
Pesci.
Right.
Yeah, like that's like
They
what,
come in, they're laughing and hysterical and having a great time, and they're just totally ragging on the, little brother.
That's where you realize, like, oh, we thought we were working for those guys.
Yeah.
Right. He's the low man.
Yeah, so Vinnie and Lewis are not impressed, but they need to know more about that card game if they're ever going to get Walter freed and get back on their feet. Walter's a guy in jail.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
After hearing, that's his little
feel
brother,
like-
too.
Yeah.
It's Vinny's little brother.
It's like the Billy of this story.
Dom still uses his name, like you said, but he's got a guy for everything. Like, you need
I feel like there's
swordfish planks or something. I got a guy for that.
There would still be connections. So after hearing about the hotel situation, Dom offers to put them up in a house. He also gives them the new address that they'll be meeting at when they receive the signal, because he's just got kicked out of the tool shed. Things are kind of looking more hopeful. Better work and a free place to stay. Maybe they are moving their way up.
Okay.
So like in
Graduating
that
from
moment,
cake
they're like,
scams.
okay, we don't have to pay for a hotel anymore, and we're about to go rob a card game, which sounds a lot more promising than returning a cake to Walmart that we actually ate.
Right.
Yeah.
It's still got to be like a really
Uno attack
it
is the
started
boy's
out.
naked gun.
They were in a nice hotel at the Capri Sun,
Uno.
but now like the legit place is like a seedy motel
Yeah.
somewhere. Like,
Yeah.
It's like 1-star review.
So as they leave, they close the door and immediately hear Dom's banshee crying start back up.
Just the trumpet.
No, that's the blowing his nose.
Oh, that's right.
The
That's
crying
right.
would literally be like, it has to be a banshee wailing, and here's why. They freeze awkwardly for a moment, but they just keep walking. The camera passes through the wall to reveal a security guard standing in a dark, creepy hallway of the casino, listening to the crying echo off every wall. He is startled but excited. It turns out he's a TikTok ghost hunter, and he hears the crying every night around the same time, and nobody's supposed to be in this part of the hotel. So that's just on its own. Let's leave it there. That
Yep.
happened.
Yep.
But we'll move on.
That could be another like down the road scheme. Like
I
they
bet it
like
will.
host like
I bet it'll
haunted
come up.
tours or something. Like this place is a haunted one.
I'm betting it will come up.
I'm betting if we're in a casino, I'm betting the house that it'll come back up at least once. So Vinnie and Lewis go to their new residence, and they're very impressed. It's very nice with a pool. They're also very excited about the new work prospects. Robbing a card game should be much more lucrative than any of the bullshit Dom has wasted their time with so far. And I just have in parentheses, they're probably unknowingly squatting. So I think Dom just knows of a house.
Yeah.
Rather
Is
than
aware of a
yeah,
house.
you guys can go here.
Right.
And so anyways, we should show Walter what's happening in prison. Or no, why am I reading it like this? This is a note. This is a note
All right.
for the movie. We should show Walter at this point in the movie
Uh-huh.
what's been happening with prison with him. Is he being raised up as an affiliate of the Prosciuttos? Or is he being mocked for thinking that Dom is anyone special? Is he having to dodge members of the rival group they're escaping?
Can Nasty Nate make an appearance from Half Baked?
Probably not, no.
Well, he should. I don't know.
The Fakasha family's got a rivalry.
Yeah, is there like
Yeah, it
this?
turns out there's a heavy Fakasha presence in the jail he's been sent to.
Yeah, there you
and that's
go.
who they've been running from, so he's got to be quiet about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't see much for him in jail.
Yeah, that's why I didn't write it.
Yeah,
I just kind of was like, he's out of the picture.
it just sucks there, and
he's
just
out of the
dealing
picture
with
for
it.
the most part. Yeah, it sounds terrible. So our two protagonists receive the signal. They head over to the new meeting spot. It's a house in a fairly nice neighborhood. As they approach the house, they are startled by very loud barking coming from the house's roof. There's a pack of Dobermans up there running back and forth and barking ferociously.
On the roof.
Pretty good. Vinnie and Lewis are hesitant to walk underneath them until Dom beckons them in from the doorway. Dom explains that they needed guard dogs, but they can't afford a fence, so this is how they had to do it.
All right, so they put them on the roof.
Yes.
So aerial tech is out of the question.
No, I mean you got to
Not
be
quite.
pretty intimidating walking underneath that
Yeah.
threshold.
Yeah,
You know,
someone can just throw a Doberman at you at any time.
it'd be pretty intimidating.
Yeah, it's pretty intimidating.
So they move to the back patio where Dom goes over the details of the robbery. It is happening at a business after hours. It'll give them access to the
I
inventory.
think they should look back at the Dobermans at one point, and they're stacked up like a pyramid on top of the roof. Like they're highly trained, and he
Yeah.
snaps his fingers, and then they like just
But he
do
just
like a dog
he's
pyramid.
that good. He's got these A-class Dobermans, but he just couldn't get the
He
fence
makes them
money
like
together.
jump through.
Just didn't
Yeah.
have the fence.
Yeah,
Yep.
couldn't find a way to keep him in.
It's just Cirque du Soleil dogs.
So
Or it could be guard dogs, and they're all just ridiculous breeds instead. It's just like guard like poodles.
I wanted Dobermans,
various
but this
breeds.
this is the best I got.
it just looks like a doggy daycare, basically.
Basically.
the circus poodles would be funny. Like,
Yeah.
Uh,
So the card game they're planning to rob. It's happening at a business after hours. It'll give them access to the business's inventory as well as all the money and valuables brought by the players. Dom warns it could be very dangerous, but you guys can handle it. After Dom excuses himself to let his dogs down to go potty, the woman and I was thinking you'd see him like carrying like a big vicious Doberman down a ladder. Would be very funny. He has to do this multiple times a
you
day.
could have like a slide hooked up where they could climb up a ladder and then slide down.
yeah, it's got to go with the slapstick.
Well,
Yeah.
but then the fence. I mean, they're just gonna.
It's a water slide.
So the woman from Dom's office steps out to smoke a cigarette. The woman that was comforting him when he was crying.
Uh-huh.
She introduces herself as Abby. This is her house. She's been working for the
Abby Normal.
She's been working for the Prosciutto family in different capacities since she was a teenager. She knows all about the casino as she has been employed in so many different positions there over the years. She also explains the family's beef with Dom. He has always been viewed as a simple-minded screw-up who is too dumb to be trusted with the family business. He was given jobs all over the casino, but he gets demoted fairly quickly due to incompetence.
All right, I think we need to cast some of these characters. Like,
Okay, what do you
who's
got?
Dom?
Vin Diesel.
He's got to be somebody who's intimidating in a certain light, but very silly and like meek in another light. You know what I mean? Like somebody who, like, depending on the posture, like could really change it. Because you got to remember, this guy scared him the first couple times they met. He had the chainsaw. The mean guys came in. He's a prosciutto, so we'd have to see
John
like,
C. Riley.
We're talking about him earlier.
We should just have him be the character.
I mean, I love John C. Riley. I don't see it though.
He's tough at first, and then he like.
It's a very
he's
versatile
silly.
role the way we want it shown. Is what
Yeah.
I'm saying. So
Yeah, I don't really have anybody in mind. Like, I see what you're trying to get at. Like,
I see Ray Liotta for the brothers, and
Lou
you know what I mean. Like
Ferrigno.
that's where the
Yeah.
stereotypical. That's where you'd cast the guys that you.
Everyone else is straight character, but he's like the
Lou Ferrigno is not a
goofball.
bad one.
Yeah.
Where he's like he is obviously very intimidating, but he's also very.
yeah, Lou Ferrigno's
he
not bad.
could be just like doddering or whatever, but he's also like. He could be jacked from. He's always doing the landscaping around the casino too. So like,
It's true.
dude's doing labor, you know.
Well,
He gets exercise.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know, but obviously the brothers and maybe the dad would be like, you know, somebody who's commonly in mobster movies. Obviously, his dad would be like a Gandolfini or
Yeah,
I just picturing like anyone picking on and making fun of Lou Ferrigno, like
Giving
you know,
Lou Ferrigno a
noogies.
It's just his like skinny, cool
just,
brothers are just he just won't
You
fight him.
pop
That
your
is
head
pretty
like
funny.
a grape.
Yeah. After Dom excuses himself to let his dogs down to go potty, Abby comes out. She says this is her house. She's been working for the family. She knows all about the casino, and she's been employed in so many different positions over the years, and explains, you know, Dom and how they feel. I'm just kind of skimming through this so that's how Abby knows him. Is she has literally fired Dom at a lot of different positions at the casino because he gets shuffled around and fired
Yeah,
or
it's like-
demoted, and she's just been working him for forever. That she makes her way around, you know. And she just always felt so terrible for Dom, you know,
Yeah.
and she understands that he's like kind of misunderstood or whatever. The men now realize the reason for meeting in the casino tool shed and why the jobs are always such bullshit. If it weren't for the promising riches they could receive at the card game and the free place to stay, they would have walked away from Dom completely. Vinny tells Lewis that if this robbery doesn't work out or it doesn't seem right, they need to abandon Dom and move on. So now they're at like a breaking point. Like if the card game doesn't go well, like what are we even doing here?
It's got to be Uno or just something really stupid.
Okay, so the way
Magic the Gathering. That is
the big high stakes card game.
Good.
We're playing for decks.
They arrive at the address of the robbery store, and it's a comic book shop.
Oh, all right.
Vinny already doesn't like the looks of it. They notice a sign that says, "Tonight is Magic the Gathering Tournament Night."
Nice.
Right?
TCG.
So there we go. Vinny scoffs harder. Do they even play for money? Lewis tells him he's wrong and that this is actually a very good thing.
So it's like a bunch of mob bosses that show up and they have their own like.
Because the shop is huge and it's filled with
Nerd.
collectibles. The highest valued comics could be individually worth small fortunes.
Robert De Niro dressed as a wizard.
Yeah. And there's no trouble to transport these, high value items out of there. They're comic books and small things. Lighter and smaller than the cash equivalents they're worth. These may not be cash games, but the cards themselves are the score. One rare card could be worth thousands on its own, right? So this is where it's actually kind of clever.
Yeah,
like it went from it's very fine. It's a very good Spinal Tap quote. It's a very fine line between stupid and clever.
Man, I saw like a story, like to sidetrack, of there was like a Lord of the Rings like card game type thing.
Yeah, it was a new edition of Magic the Gathering. I know.
Was it?
I know.
Okay.
Yep.
And like there was only one card for the One Ring out there. And I remember seeing the video of the guy who like pulled it, and his hands are just like shaking. He couldn't believe it. Like it's pretty legit.
Yeah, and you know who bought that card from him?
Who's that?
I think it was $2 million.
Who's that?
John C. Riley.
They can't all be John C. Riley.
Post Malone has the One Ring.
Post Malone.
And is he not the one celebrity that looks the most like Gollum?
I mean,
who
I don't
looks
know.
more like
Steve
Gollum
Buscemi.
than Post Malone?
Steve Buscemi. Yeah, he's got it. Steve Buscemi. Yeah, it's not.
You
even
are
close.
right. You are right.
It's like
I tried.
Not even close.
All right. Okay.
He's a good actor.
So, tells him that the cards themselves are worth thousands on their own potentially if they're rare enough. Vinny's eyes light up. This was a good job, and all they had to do was beat up a bunch of nerds. This will be easy. They're very wrong. They're spotted entering as trouble because they just appear too cool. I'm picturing an epic fight scene with nerd tactics and weapons. So I'm picturing like they pull their gun, but like your sleeves pinned to the wall by like a Chinese star.
I think I've got it for you
thing?
already.
Okay.
It's just it's 4 people. 2 of them are windmilling. 2 of them are reverse windmilling.
What could you do?
Exactly. You are going to get straight pummeled. That's what it's got to be. It's just 2 windmills, 2 reverse windmills.
I was picturing a lot of like mall ninja weapons, but I think we did that on Bork Almighty.
I think it's the Cirque
Probably.
du Soleil. They're like half each split up into sides and they're like fighting against each other.
Yeah, but that would actually like mess you up. Like someone just somersaulting in and roundhousing you. Like, yeah, you'd be pretty jacked. I like the windmills and the reverse windmills.
Yeah.
Like I really like that.
It gets built up to be this big showdown and it just turns into
Can you imagine
nerd
somebody walking
fight
at you
where
reverse
nobody actually
windmilling?
knows what they're doing.
That would be too much. But so I think we've agreed, I guess, on what's going on in there.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking Vinny and Lewis, they escape with the loot.
Yeah.
Right. They failed to notice that one of the players was because he was in cosplay was Ken, the loss prevention officer. He sure noticed them though.
He's got to be cosplaying and like the stereotypical like girl gamer stuff though. like how it's just ridiculous. Like yeah, just like we're meant to have like the like huge clunky armor and it's like super skimpy for him. That's what he's got to be in.
I don't have the.
We're
energy
going with the slapstick.
I don't have the energy to argue with you.
Going with the slapstick.
Well, yeah, you're right.
It's got to be
You shouldn't
silly.
sitting there doing that.
Yeah.
Like yeah, they didn't recognize him because they had like
Yeah.
there's like Samus from Metroid or something.
Yeah, just ridiculous.
He sure noticed them though. But so they return to Abby's house with a haul of valuable collectibles. They spend all night appraising it all via eBay and estimate that they've made off with over $600,000. They will be bailing Walter out in the morning.
It's quite the catch. What cards did they get?
Cards?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
really know the cards,
Magic.
All right.
cards well enough.
Yeah,
to,
me neither.
It's
That's
all
what I'm
mana.
asking.
It's all mana cards.
Yeah. It's mostly land cards.
No. All right. Carry on.
The entire time, everyone is praising
that's
Dom.
decks on top of decks from all the nerds from around that have like a big card tournament.
What's their
or
best?
whatever.
Their best decks. They're
Yeah.
coming to win.
They're coming.
There's a
they're showing
prize
up.
or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have no idea how to play Magic the Gathering, but I agree with you. That's
It's a good
probably
game.
right.
I bought some of those Lord of the Ring cards you were talking
Oh,
about.
okay,
I've got
nice.
some.
Yeah.
They're nice. I'll show you them after.
All right.
Pretty nice.
I would, as a Lord of the Rings nerd, I would like that.
Pretty cool.
All right.
The entire time, everyone is praising Dom. He just appears to be shocked. He's had a lot of ideas over the years, and they've never panned out. Vinnie and Lewis keep asking him, what's next? And he doesn't know how to answer. Eventually, Abby suggests, why not scam your dad's casino? Everyone goes quiet. Yeah, you're so close to it. I know everything about it. It's the easiest target for us, and they hate you anyways. Most of the people you've been ripping off don't know or care about you. Your family has been shitting on you your whole life, especially your dad. Everyone seems to be in agreement, but Dom still seems nervous about it.
So with some of that, like I feel like if they're talking down to him, if anybody else is there, they should just be like hurling insults too, like keeping with the slapstick here.
It's like, yeah, you big idiot.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. And your pants are high watering, and your hair looks stupid.
okay, I could see something there. We are forgetting the slapstick. For
Yeah,
sure.
we got to keep inserting the
Yeah.
slapstick.
So after a long discussion, Abby comes up with the master plan. It's a slip and fall insurance scam on steroids. There's a major deal happening with the casino very soon. A merger or acquisition of some kind, which involves another large casino in the area. Due to the technicalities of the contracts and when they're executed, there's a few-hour window where the Capri Sun Casino and Resort is technically owned by both the Prosciutto family and the other casino involved. And I was thinking that would be like, who knows, like a daylight savings. You know, like even though obviously like people aren't doing like office work late at night,
Yeah.
but it's like, hey, it's Vegas, nothing ever closes. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's just one of those. But that's what I was picturing. It's like there's a weird like, while the contracts are being signed, if this was the timestamp of the incident, like you could technically sue two giant corporations
Okay.
for it. Like they
Yeah.
both own the place you fell. So, anyways,
They're both liable.
a double whammy if you were to have a lawsuit with the property during that time. There's also a high-class event happening that night, which will have many very wealthy people on the property who could unknowingly find themselves as part of the scam. A few mornings later, or what are your thoughts on this so far?
I'm rolling for the ride right now.
This is where it becomes like an Ocean's 11,
Yeah.
lots of planning type of job. You know,
Yeah.
but now they've got money. They've got a bankroll to fund.
Oh, we got to have a fun montage, slapstick style. We do have to have
They
that.
also have
Trust
to.
me, I got your montage.
All right.
But go ahead.
They have to. Their plan has to be foiled. I think if it's a slip and fall accident, they have to be like, yeah, we just installed these non-slip mats everywhere. Like it's impossible to slip and fall.
Why would I have worn these non-slip shoes to this? Why would I have done that?
It's as simple as, we were celebrating, so I got all the money from the last heist. I got into golf, and I accidentally showed up in my cleats. Or it's just
I was dug in.
It's as simple as somebody going to fall and this stranger catching you and going, "Whoa, gotcha."
Easy there, fella.
You just couldn't do it.
That's it. It's just all weeks of planning. You know.
Right now is my chance in the big moment, and you just go, oh, janitor caught you.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You just
It's
happen
funny
to-
because I was
sweep you
picturing you
off your
being
feet.
somebody Midwest, and they were like, "Oh, just caught you." like
oh.
you just had to say that.
Careful there.
Fit perfectly.
So they make this plan, and a few mornings later, our three protagonists are awoken to Dom excitedly knocking on their door.
Keep calling them protagonists. They're going to like slip and fall sue.
They're not even
two companies.
anti-heroes.
Yeah.
Oh, they're great. I like them.
All right. Fine.
So a few mornings later, our three protagonists are awoken to Dom excitedly knocking on their door. Tells them he has something to show them and he can get working on the next job right away. They get in a van and Dom drives them to a shady-looking warehouse. Inside, he reveals he has built an exact working replica of the escalators leading to the high rollers area at the Capri Sun Casino. They will rehearse their fall here.
Rehearse the fall. It's got to be increasingly silly if they're rehearsing it, like arms flailing, like some spinning legs motion.
Falling,
Well, since we're going naked
falling
gun,
down the up escalator.
since we're going naked
tumbling
gun,
over
and we can.
over
Well, I already had that in there.
Yes.
That already was. I was willing to be that silly, but now that we're going naked gun, I'm thinking I know exactly what we're doing here, but we'll get there. So, the men all look nervous at the thought of falling down or up this escalator countless times and elect Walter to do it. After a single trial
Little
run,
Walter.
Walter's very hurt.
a single time.
And the fall
The
wasn't
first
even
time.
believable. They've got a lot of work to do.
One of those ones that like turns out way worse than it looked. Like,
Yeah,
it
but everybody
seemed like a
watching isn't
simple
buying
thing,
it.
but-
Yeah.
And it's
yeah,
like,
not even impressed, man. Like, no, really,
Yeah.
I need to go to the hospital.
It's like,
So-
yeah, you're the person that emptied
This
the
is
pickle
gonna
jar
take
and fell in
months
it.
to heal.
so Walter expresses a very serious concern of becoming too injured from practice to be able to even walk come the night of the real scan. Dom assures him that any of his injuries will be
The crutches will sell it.
No, he says Dom assures him that any of his injuries will be consistent with falling up an escalator, so will only help them in court, and no one will be the wiser. He says, "That's not what I meant. And Walter is interrupted, and the topic is never revisited.
Yeah, we're dismissing this.
He goes, "Don't worry. Any injuries will help us in court. They'll be consistent with falling down the same escalator." And he goes, "Yeah, that's not what I'm saying." And they just
Yeah, to continue being hurt in this way only helps us. What do you mean?
So the actual plan would need to be done in a way to maximize payout. I'm picturing a shoe shining offer by Abby that prompts some billionaires to stick out their feet just in time to trip Walter down the stairs on camera.
Right at the bottom
So
of the
since
stair.
we're going slapstick,
It should be a
Shine
really
your
tall
shoes for
guy.
you.
it's gonna be a line of like 10 people of like dirtiest shoes gets a free shoe shine, and all of a sudden it's like Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, like all the richest people are just sticking their feet out, and he somehow just trips over
Whoops,
everybody.
I spilled this oil.
He trips over 10 people's feet in a row and then just nosedives down an escalator. Is the way I'm picturing
There's like
it.
a banana stand, and they're just throwing banana peels at the base
Well,
of the
casino
escalator.
employees can also be responsible for slippery floors or other things that make the incident worse in court. So that'd be your banana peels right there. It all has to land on the casino or these rich billionaires that are at this event.
Yeah,
you know?
just like a janitor that's just cleaning up a spot on the floor with a banana
just
for some
eating
reason.
a banana and throws it when he's done on a brand new wet
Like
floor
freshly waxed.
without the sign.
Freshly.
He picks up the sign and walks
Yeah.
away with it.
So the escalator could also malfunction and run at faster speed, leaving Walter tumbling until someone is able to cut the power.
It's got to sound like pinball. When he's on the escalator, it's got to make
Okay.
pinball
Ding,
sounds.
ding, ding.
Yeah. Anything that needs to be unseen can have the
They should have a scoreboard, like how much damage he takes.
He gets a free
He's
game.
racking up points.
He gets a
He's got-
free game, and
you
some
gotta
guys
beat
walk
your
him
high
back
score.
up to the top of the escalator and shove him down.
Try
it
again.
And then like some people are walking down at the bottom with like some beams that end up like, hitting them back up on accident. Just like the
It's like,
paddles.
it is pinball.
So I'm picturing that anything that needed to not be seen for legal purposes will just be like strategically blocked by like a pillar or
Oh, yeah.
like
A ladder.
They knew where to stand. So like they don't even see in the video Abby being like free shoe shine offer. Like they just see 10 billionaires walk up and just all stick their feet out to trip a guy already on crutches like 10 times down an escalator. So yeah, there we go. And then so the night comes, the plan is on. Everything goes off without a hitch. He basically trips over Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg's feet and nosedives onto the escalator.
Pinball.
Yep. Walter is wildly successful in court. Musk and Zuckerberg settle quickly, and for what's peanuts to them, but it's like hundreds of millions of dollars for Walter when you add it all up, of what he just got.
Yeah.
He is also still owed a payout from the 2 casinos involved, but they're having trouble coming up with the cash as all their finances were tied up into the current deal in renovations. This has created a situation where neither casino can afford to go through with their deal, and Capri Sun Casino and Resort will be forced to liquidate. The casino enters bankruptcy and is forced by the courts to sell to the highest bidder to pay off its debts. The problem is they're not even receiving lowball offers due to how viral the rumors of the casino being haunted have become.
Well, here we go with that. But the casino being liquidated.
I told you to come back somewhere.
The casino being liquidated, I feel like we need to have some kind of shot of just like something splashing on the building.
Okay, all right. They're jamming the radar.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically.
Yep.
All
Just
right.
a giant bucket just whoosh, and there's like, oh
Yeah.
no.
It's just like a pool. The outdoor pool spills into the casino. And people are like, what the fuck?
We got liquidated.
Yeah. So, yeah, because but now the TikTok ghost hunter has gone viral, so everybody assumes the casino's haunted. So as soon as it goes up for auction, nobody's jumping on it. The Prosciuttos are financially ruined over this. Walter is also in a non-responsive state and has made Dom his power of attorney. Dom decides to make an offer to the courts with Walter's lawsuit money to buy the casino. The whole courtroom is shocked, even the judge. She says, "Are you sure that you're willing to do this to your father and your family? I don't even like them, and this upsets me." Dom gives a long and emotional speech about how his family has always made him feel, how he's been treated like a loser and mocked, that all he's wanted was his father's love and respect. His older brothers are holding back laughter in the back of the courtroom.
Like, dumbass.
Yeah. Dom then explains that he will drop the whole thing, the lawsuits, the bid on the casino. It can all go away if his dad will just hug him right now and tell him he loves him.
No.
His dad takes a long pause. The courtroom are all watching with tears in their eyes,
Who is
holding
his
their breaths.
dad?
I don't know.
I feel like Norm Macdonald is a good person to play that.
Okay. All right.
Nah, that's all right.
The whole courtroom's watching with tears in their eyes, holding their breaths. Dom's father stands up, clears his throat, and says, "No, thank you. I don't think I will." Everyone gasps. Dom slowly nods as the judge continues the court session, and Dom is approved as the new buyer and owner of Capri Sun Casino and Resort. So at this point, he's turned this slip and fall, or basically a Magic the Gathering robbery, parlayed that into a Ocean's 11 style.
Slip and fall.
10 billionaires tripped a guy falling down an escalator that was owned by 2 casinos.
At the same time.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's parlayed that into owning his own casino.
Yeah. It's quite the heist.
So what's everybody's thoughts right now? We're nearing the end here on my notes. So
Got to sail off into the sunset now. That's it.
So this guy is like Frank Gallagher from Shameless, where he pulls all these capers, but it never seems to work out quite well for him. And then when he finally gets one big score, it's like the score, and he's just
the Magic the Gathering
rocketed into
the Magic the Gathering card
fortune.
Game was his idea, and it worked. And then it was this lady that he's known forever that's been working at the casino, Abby, that she essentially has the idea, where she was just like, dude, here's when you sue them, and just sue them, and then these guys, whatever.
I feel like it goes into like just the happy ending music, and then they're basically everybody lived happily ever after except Walter, who got addicted to blow and spent all of his money. It's like on
Little
it.
Walter.
Well, so I have a few different ideas for endings. I have the Prosciutto family is seen working as landscapers for the casino, which is running successfully with Dom and crew at the helm.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
He's an idiot though.
That's a possible ending, though,
Yeah.
right? You can see that.
He was
No.
always the landscaper.
It's the most
I can't.
profitable casino in Vegas when he got
I
it.
can't see it. He's an idiot. He's gonna screw it up.
No. But when he got it,
All
it
right.
was. So even an idiot could keep the most profitable casino in Vegas going.
That's debatable. I won't get into it.
I mean, you're obviously right.
Yeah,
But I'm
there-
just saying that, like,
There's been some notable.
if it's that profitable, I think they
casinos.
could stay afloat.
He's a
for a while.
screw up,
bankrupt.
but he's found a way to just kind of like get by with
like,
all these.
yeah, I'm gonna hire
different
someone else to
little
do it.
Random scams and capers so far. So
So then the other one I had is the Prosciutto family decides to murder Dom for what he's done. They
I already
set-
like it better.
They set up a hit, but it's thwarted by Ken, the loss prevention officer, who now works for Dom.
Yeah, I like that one. That one's
as a
pretty good.
bodyguard,
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. I like that.
Okay, so I have another one. Dom is found dead with lawn care equipment wounds all over his body. Within hours, the crime-connected police determined that there was no foul play.
can.
So this would be the Stand By Me ending of like, this happened to this guy. This, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I like those.
I do like those as well. I think everybody likes those.
So they just determine like, oh yeah, he must have done that to himself with that.
Yeah, this must be a suicide. Clearly
like
a suicide. This guy got ran over by 8 lawnmowers.
Yeah,
it's clearly a suicide.
It's gotta be the slapstick type of ending. Like I do like that. Just what happened to all these characters?
I think it would just be
This is
him.
really
There'd be
stupid.
like an intense. If it were talking the slapstick, there'd be an intense scene of like the hitman sneaking his way into Dom, and then they have the actual like, oh no, this is it for me moment.
Yeah.
But then you just see like an airplane where it's just like 10 guys lined up, and it's like this guy is a weed whacker, this guy is a hedge trimmer, this guy has a hedge clipper.
Fire away, boys.
Yeah. And then I also has Dom is incompetent and runs the whole casino into the ground. Everyone loses.
Yeah,
and that's the last of my notes.
That's
so.
the most likely one. That's the most likely one right there.
I think, he needs to flip it to like the silly card games, like you're saying, like you play an Uno and
Go
Uno
fish.
Attack, and it turns out that they lose so many cards playing Uno Attack that it bankrupts the casino. The cards themselves.
somebody had a
the cards
couple of draw
themselves.
fours up their sleeve.
He created Uno Magic.
I like that.
He created Uno Magic, Magic the Gathering Attack, where everybody would lose their thousands of dollar foil cards. They'd get shot under a bookcase at a comic book shop,
I do really like
and
that.
people hated it.
It's just an Uno card game. Like
Magic the
how do
Gathering
you cheat
Attack.
that?
There's something there.
Yeah.
Magic the Gathering Attack game.
I do like I said, just from character to character, it's just a really stupid ending, like progressively dumb things happening. But for some reason, I like the idea of like a random henchman along the way being mentioned that you would have no idea that was there, and it was like he received a doctorate in like whatever field and then won a Nobel Prize. Just some random henchman.
So that would be like maybe one of.
It was just seen in one, like over somebody's shoulder in one quick cut scene.
So
Exactly.
I'm sure you put it together earlier, the scene where they were getting pissed at Dom in the tool shed, and then the two guys came in and they were angry. They don't work for Dom. They were here to beat his ass for fucking up the lawnmower and hitting a tree stump.
Yeah.
Right? So that's where I'm thinking it'd be those guys.
Yeah.
That's the random henchman that you
like
give.
The Rock.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Like
Well, at least
the
he's doing
Rock
well for
winning
himself
a Nobel
these days.
Prize.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I'll be honest with you. We took a quick break in the middle of that, and Savage pointed out that
I gotta say that the
God damn it, I'm not happy
the
about
crime,
it. Say it.
crime family, black sheep dynamic has been done before with the movie Corky Romano. So,
Which I saw Corky Romano.
I have
I can't
not seen
pretend. I
Corky
can't pretend I
Romano.
haven't seen it. I forgot that was the premise, to be honest with you. But you are right.
Oh
And
man. So you just rewrote Corky
just give me
Romano?
some of the vibe.
I will say this one was very different than Corky Romano. But as far as the like, sum it up in one
How
sentence.
close was it to Corky Romano?
I haven't seen it in years, but it's different.
I wouldn't own up to writing Corky Romano. So.
Corky Romano was pretty slapstick. I will say that.
Was it?
But that wasn't my idea.
Oh, that's true. I definitely shoehorned that one in.
I did have some slapstick elements, but no, this is very different than
I
Corky
could see like the Saturday Night Live crew doing this movie though. Like I said, Norm Macdonald. I think that we could cast a few other characters from that.
Yeah, if you could pick any characters, then I'm picking like John Belushi as as Dom.
The only people I can really land on for sure is that I want the brothers to be like real deal. These guys have been in movies as gangsters.
Yeah.
And that would be like your, younger Ray Liotta,
Yeah,
your Pacino,
Pesci.
your De Niro. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And other than that, I really don't have
Your
anybody
DeVitos,
in mind for any of it, to be honest with you.
DeVito. That'd be pretty good. Getting him in there.
He hasn't been in many gangster things, has he?
Exactly. I don't think he has. That's why it's
No.
funny to me.
Yeah, I was just saying, I was like, I don't.
I mean, unless you count the Penguin. Because,
Yeah, he played the
Penguin's kind of a
villain there.
gangster.
He had a whole
He's
organization under him,
He kind of was.
under his wing.
Talk about a rolled born to play.
Yeah. Yeah, that's mean.
Yeah, what an upsetting thing to say.
I don't know.
I don't like that.
He nailed it.
He
But
did.
that's what I got. So what do you guys think? That's the and title as well.
Oh yeah, what was the title?
I have no idea. I didn't
Oh.
get one.
Okay.
Capri Sun Casino, Dominic Prosciutto. It's the only things I really named.
Yeah, I don't know, because it was like set in Vegas, but it really had nothing to do with Vegas. So I don't.
Could have been
needs
anywhere.
to have
Yeah.
more Vegas trips.
Could have been anywhere
to
except
to
it was a
the-
big casino. There needed to be another
Like they
casino.
shouldn't be able to walk anywhere without someone shoving like a bunch of brochures in their hands, or like, hey, do you want to take a photo with this boa constrictor? Give me $20. Because everywhere you go, there's shit like that.
There's a lot of
in
slapstick opportunities for walking down a sidewalk in Vegas.
Oh yeah.
So it would be like the guy handing you the
What
card.
if a mime
he's
wouldn't
not-
let
he's
you
not
cross
handing
until you pay him?
He's not handing you like the typical cards. He would hand you a card like advertising that there's a guy passing out cards up the street. You know what I mean?
It's
like
a magician, and the card disappears when you go to grab it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay,
yeah,
that's pretty
one
good.
of the random characters walks up to you. Hey, can you take a picture? Sure. You just grab their camera and take a picture of them and hand it back.
I
to
think
them.
the mime literally
keep
blocking
walking.
your path before you have to tip him just to get out of your way.
Or another guy, the mime does a wall in front of you, and you're like, "Get the hell out of the way!" And he does, and then you walk and just hit an invisible wall.
Like,
You know?
I also like street musicians, but it's like super legit musicians for some reason.
Like if they're famous
those are
You got like
musicians.
Paul McCartney out
Like
there
you,
on his
you,
piano.
you get Paul McCartney to cameo in the movie, but he just plays a homeless guy.
yeah, exactly.
Playing like a crude version of Hey Jude.
Yeah, exactly. Just absolutely
That would
crushing
be
it on the piano.
that would be a cool Vegas detail if you made a movie
Yeah.
where you got several mega icon musicians
yeah.
to just play homeless people.
Yeah, Elton John is
In the
homeless.
background of your movie, where it's like half the people won't even notice that song got played at any point, and even the ones that do aren't never gonna guess it was actually Paul McCartney.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
I do like that. It's
even
pretty
in
good.
No,
this
that's a good one.
imaginary movie that we'll never make, we won't have a budget for something like that.
No, we've got it.
Yeah,
I worked it out in my imagination.
Yeah.
We're good. Trust me. I had it. A conversation on the way over.
I'm gonna send an email after this. We're
I've
gonna
already
go-
We
sent
can
it.
afford
Oh,
Norm.
I already imagined that I sent
Nice.
it.
We can afford Norm Macdonald, but I don't know. We gotta have
Too
Norm. Gotta have Norm.
We could swing Norm Macdonald, but Paul McCartney's still too expensive.
Yeah,
Is what you're telling me.
way too expensive. We don't have Paul McCartney money.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's
You
like I
shouldn't
said,
have
that's it for my notes. I may have ripped off Corky Romano. I don't think so. I think it was very different, obviously, than Corky Romano.
I haven't seen Corky Romano. Savage.
It was reminiscent enough for me to have to mention it at least, but
Well,
no, you made a different movie.
Like I said, sum it up in a sentence.
Borky
I did. It
Romano.
is the same idea, but it's a very different movie. But yes, I did like Corky Romano. It was honestly there's some funny parts.
Yeah, there's several
just
of
the
those.
concept of like the big tough family, and then you have like the black sheep person that does not fit in for one reason or another. There's always like a lot of like
Yeah.
comedy opportunities to take
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we finished it.
Yeah. So if you want to know when we're doing our next live stream, check out our social media at linktree/WWFTpod. We've got accounts everywhere that you can get social media stuff, all the mainstream ones. We've also got a Discord, Reddit, whatever.
Yeah. Like and subscribe.
Please
Yeah.
comment.
Said
Please
it
like
a
and
lot.
subscribe. And that's it.
All right.
So, see
Yeah.
you. Linktree/WWFTpod. Bye.